Hello again everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou. If you're new here, my name's Karen, I'm the Junk Journal Geek. Just need a slab of tea, sorry. I'm here today to continue with the Spring Garden tab bound book that I'm replicating one of these tab bound books that Carol Laws made. Well, I'm trying. As you know, I have been very absent of late and I'm really behind on all my journal making. So I have been working on this, you know, every time I have 5 minutes, I've made something and done a little bit to it. I've started recording a video, I don't know how many times. And then for one reason or another, I've had to stop. And so that video has not been uploaded. So there's lots of bits and pieces that have been done to this, not on camera. So I hope that just carrying on like this will make sense. But I'm hoping that I can put the thing together today, and then I'll probably finish it off on off camera, just adding bits and pieces that need adding, and then I'll come and do a flip through with you all so that you can see what I've done. So I've got my pages in order, I've got my glue, I've got my little tabs, and I'm hoping I can remember how Carol did this because it all made sense at the time. But you know what it's like, I haven't watched the video for quite a few weeks, so I hope I can remember what I'm doing. It's really, really windy here today, and I've got the windows open a little bit, so I hope it's going to be okay. So I'm just going to go for it and start and see how I get on, and if I do something wrong, I'll have to work out how I'm going to put it right. So I'm just popping glue where my tabs are going to be and sticking them on. Now this is going to alternate 3 tabs, 2 tabs, 1 tab. And I've got to remember what I'm doing and which way round I'm going to get them right. I don't know why I've got the whole pile there. I only need the first one at the moment. Yes, I'm hoping A, I can remember what I'm supposed to do, and B, I don't make any mistakes. But we'll see. So I hope you are all well and happy and managing to fit in a bit more crafty time than I have been of late. Because I've started several videos and not uploaded them, I don't know what I've told you and what I haven't as to what's happening in my life. But my hubby is back at work after his op. My middle daughter has been unwell, so she's been home for the last few weeks. She had a few days in hospital. So that's why I haven't had the time to be able to craft as I would normally. Right, so this is the first page, and I've got 3 tabs on here. So on the second page, what's going to happen is these tabs are going to attach here, but before I attach them, I've got to put 2 tabs here. So this is how I do it. These bits of fabric are very stringy. My tabs are about 2 inches by 1 inch. That's how big I've cut them. So I need to pop these 2 tabs on now in between where the 3 tabs are. And I hope I've counted my tabs right and I've got the right number that I need. And we'll see if we stick them on right and get it all right. So I I can barely remember what I've been doing with most of my projects. This is my design team project for Sunny Creates for June. And I know it's nearly the middle of July, but that's just the way it's going at the moment. So, and I'm using art glitter glue for this. I didn't want to get the fabric glue out, so I'm hoping that this will be sufficient. Oopsie. And then I think once we've got the first set on now, everything's going to make more sense, she says, hopefully. So now, I've got to think about this, haven't I? These tabs, I've got to feel, oh, that one needs scooching up a bit. Maybe it would help if I actually had these sort of lined up where everything's supposed to be. So I think that's all right now. I've just got to make sure the tabs don't interfere with each other. This one's a bit wonky now. A bit wonky donkey. I might even just trim that a little bit and start again. So that should be all right. So now, these 3 tabs have got to attach onto the back of page 2, I hope. Not too tight. Maybe I should... I can't remember how Carol did this. I know she left a gap. I seem to be moving everything as I'm working. So we want a little gap there. Trying to line them up at the bottom. So that's the first one attached. I need to have these sticking out. So that goes on. I'm not sticking these all the way to the edge, and I'm going to trim them, I think, afterwards. That one goes on there, but not too tight. And then let's dab that bit of glue off. Then page 3 attaches to the 2 tabs, but it's got to have 3 tabs on ready to attach to the next page. I hope that makes sense. So let's take these bits out so I can see what I'm doing. We're going to go on this line. So we're going to pop these on here ready to go round to the next page. Yes, we are. This is taking severe concentration. I think once you get the hang of it, it's probably okay, but Now this one's going to have to go over my bag a little bit, but that should be all right. Just whether it will stick to that glassine bag or not. Don't know. We'll see, won't we? We'll find out. We'll find out together. So that's going to go there. And then, now this is where I've made a slight error of judgment. So I've made this pocket a bit big. So my tab is going to go over my pocket. That's okay, isn't it? So that's going to go there. Then those need to flip around there to stick to the next one. And these twos have to stick to the back of this one. I hope I'm doing this right. So let's slide that out. Now, that's going to go over there. Is it going to interfere with this going in and out? I was just checking I'm still on screen because I felt like I'd gone a bit high. This does go in here. Now if that's there, so I'm going to stick it to that and not stick those edges down. Or I could do what Carol did and snip them where that lines up. Oh. Right, I'm moving everything as I'm working here. I'm trying to keep it lined up and I'm moving things. Right, so a little bit of glue on there, a little bit of glue on there, and a little bit of glue on there. And we're going to, oops, stick that one on there, stick that one on there, and stick that one on there. And let's pop, where's my card? Just going to pop that in there while that, hang on a minute, hang on a minute, hang on a minute. I'm sticking the wrong one, aren't I? Let's ignore that. Let's just, but you're all shouting at me, weren't you? I'm supposed to be sticking the twos, aren't I? Not the threes. You need to shout louder, people. Oh my goodness gracious me. We're sticking the twos this time, not the threes. Don't do it too tight, Karen. That one there. This needs a little trim here. In case you're wondering, this is not a tutorial. I've never made anything like this before. But I loved Carol's purple tab booklet, so I thought I'd give it a try, see how I get on. Right. Made that a little bit shorter, and I want to make this one a little bit narrow too. Now there's dog barking outside, so Max might join in a moment. If he does, I'll just pause the camera. Why did I not notice that before I did it? I'm not paying enough attention to what I'm doing as I'm doing it, because that tab is far too fat. I thought this was the one I trimmed as well, but I must have stuck it in the wrong place. I'm just trying to take a little bit off of the width. This is why I haven't put too much glue on, because so I can pull it about. I can always go back in afterwards and add a little bit more glue, but it's giving me the opportunity to correct any mistakes. Right. Right, let's glue that one down now. Let's get onto our baseline. Get that one there, and let's re-glue the second of the twos. Now, this one's going to need reassemble it actually. I wonder if I can take that one off and stick another one on. I know I have some spares of this colour, so okay, right. Okay, we've got that far. Tea break. I'll have to go back and add a bit of decoration on to cover up some of my mistakes once I've finished. Okay. So now we want to stick 2 onto the front of this one. Okay, so let's take this booklet out. Where did I put those things I took out? Over here. Pop them over there. I'll have to go back and add them all in afterwards. So let's get this straight again. And see what we're doing and where we're doing it. So now we need 2 tabs. One there. And one there. So let's pop those on. Strings everywhere. I need to be careful. I'm going to trim this a little bit because I'm going over that little tuck spot. that should be okay. So let's pop them round there out the way and add on our threes to the back of this one. I know I'm going to cover up this bit of decoration here, but I'm okay with that. Let's make sure that there's no that's a bit wonky donkey. Carol's were beautifully lined up when you looked at the side. Mine are not going to be, but we're learning. We're learning new things. So it's all good. I think that's okay there. Just trying to make sure they're not, you know, one tab isn't interfering with another. So line that up again. So we're sticking the threes, aren't we? Because we've just stuck the twos on. So now we're connecting the threes. So let's have a go at doing that. I think I might have done that a bit too tight actually. Let's take this out. And let's hope this bit sticks all right to the crochet trim. So that's the threes done. So now we need to add 3 onto this one. And I need to cut some more. Just bear with me a moment. Right, luckily I did cut quite a few of these yesterday, but I couldn't, in my head, I couldn't work out how many I would actually need. So I don't know why I didn't bring them all to the to my table in the first place, but I didn't. So now we're sticking, let's make sure we haven't moved anything. We've got to stick the threes on again. I hope this is making sense what I'm doing, and if it doesn't, hopefully it will all become clear once everything's stuck together. If it all works out, of course. On there. And I will link again Carol's video or her playlist. I can't remember what I've saved, but there will be details of Carol's project in the description below, so please do go and watch what she did, because she made a much better job of it than I'm doing. But she has done this before, and this is my first attempt, so I don't think I'm doing too bad. Right, so now that one goes on top of there. And we join it with the twos, but let's not join our envelope. That wouldn't be very good, would it? I'm saying let's join it with the 2s, and straight away I almost picked up the 3. It's funny how it messes with your head doing this. Right, so that one there. And that one there. And as I say, I know I'm going to need to go back and add more glue. But I think some of these may need trimming before I do that, so. Right, so that's that little lot done. I think I am doing this right on. I'm just having a little, I'm having a moment now where I'm doubting myself. So I'm going to stick 2 on here and then attach it to the 3. So let's try and get these straight again. I'll put my 2 tabs on. I'm sorry I keep going quiet, but I am really concentrating on this. Now I've just stuck the 2s on, so now I'm going to attach the 3s. I am. I want to get rid of some of these strings. Right. Lined up. And I think I might have, oh, I did stick that side down. I was thinking that that part was still open and I was going to tuck that under, but I have stuck that edge down, so I'm moving everything now. So I don't need to worry too much about that. And I think I've got some of my tabs the wrong way round. You know, the wrong side of the fabric facing instead of the right side, but oh, I can't even think about that. Right, so now I need to put 3 tabs on this one. I feel like I've moved up high, so I apologise if I'm off screen, but I can't tell. My little mirroring thing's turned off now. I've had my 3 minutes and it's gone away, so okie dokie. Let's add these ones on.
Have any of you ever made a booklet like this with these tabs? How did you get on? If you've made one and you're a YouTuber, feel free to leave a link to your video in the comments so that we can come and take a look at what you did and how you did it. I'd love to see. Right, so now that's going on there, and we're going to attach it with the 2 tabs. I think I'm sort of getting the hang of this now. Famous last words, I know. And this is the page before last. Now, this is the last page, has to be different. Why does it have to be different? I don't need to put the 2 tabs, do I, on the last page? Because I'm just going to attach the 3. Yes. So that can go on there like that. Let's try not to glue the string in. And then we'll see if this has worked. Exciting. It doesn't look very straight, but hey ho. It is what it is. Now, Carol also added a couple of little booklets in between some of the pages, so there was more journaling space. I will need to judge whether I can do that or not when I see whether I've stuck these together too tightly, you know, whether I've got room to do that. Where's my pin? But hopefully I will be able to. So obviously this has got to dry, and then I'm going to either need more glue or trimming on a lot of these tabs. But saying I couldn't really, I have to do these things to sort of see. No, I'm not going to cut it now because it's not dry. I have to do these things to see how they work, and then I understand it, and then I can, I'm just going to make sure that, yeah, you can still see me. Once I sort of have got my head around it, if I made one of these again, I would understand how it works, and I would, you know how to do things better. So let's see if the pages work. That's page 1, page 2, page 3, and obviously, as I say, it does all need tidying up. Page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7, page 8. I think I've done it right. I'm sure if Carol watches this, she can tell me if I've done anything wrong. So that's what the back looks like, or the binding. So yeah, I think it's all right. I think I've done it all right, because that one doesn't have a 2 and that one doesn't have a 2. I think that's how it's supposed to be. So we've done it, mission accomplished. So I'm going to leave this to dry a bit, and then I'm going to go back and tidy up, you know, the strings and add more glue where necessary, or trim the tabs where necessary. And then I will pop back all the things that I've taken out as I've been gluing. I'll probably finish off the bits that I still need to finish off, and then I'll come back and do a proper flip through and show you exactly what I've done and how the final thing looks once I've done all that. So thank you for joining me today. Let me know what you think.
and I'll be back again as soon as I can. Take care and enjoy your own crafty time. Bye bye.